Starting straight.
All right, let me start the stream.
Hey, you start the stream.
Yes, Speedy, yes, Speedy.
So good, so good. Speedy, we're live.
Live.
First of all, toast.
Post MS E3 shots, you know, much more decent and deserving than the EA conference. So cheers, guys. Cheers. Happy E3, happy E3,
Happy
happy
Microsoft.
Happy E3 stream, happy E3 stream.
Yep.
Wow, perfect way to get it. So guys, thank you for tuning into this live stream. We're having our live reactions to what we saw at the Microsoft E3 conference. Should we do an overall quick thoughts, like what we thought of the conference, or do you guys just want to dive into straight? Should we just go straight in?
I mean, I think everybody knows it was a freaking awesome conference.
Yeah,
so we can just get this
Just get straight in. So they went in, no holds barred, into Halo Infinite. We got a like CGI-ish kind of
I
trailer.
need to share this on
about
Facebook.
Halo
real
Infinite,
quick.
yeah. So
We're live, bro. What's the time? What's the time? It's
midnight right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna share this on Facebook.
So yeah, Halo Infinite.
They had to get that out nice and early.
Not Halo 6. You know, they kind of going with the sub name and everything. You know,
Master Chief.
Master Chief is still running things. I don't think they showed much of his counterpart from Halo 5. Was it Locke? Locke and everything. So, but they dropped the bomb straight away. No two ways about it. We're going straight in with Halo. So that was like really no holds barred.
That was a very strong statement to say one of our staples we can just get out the way very quickly.
Yeah, let's
and then they went into Ori and Will of the Wisps, which is basically Ori 2. We know the first game was pretty much a pretty big hit for that studio. Anybody here played the first Ori and is like hyped for that as well?
Yeah, I played the first one. I didn't finish it. I played
yeah,
on
you
PC,
did say you never killed it.
But it was good. Good game.
And then we got Shadows Die Twice from Software.
Yeah.
They finally got a full trailer about what their game exactly is. Actually, the full name is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Published by Activision, which is interesting, but it seems like an open world Samurai Souls-like kind of game.
That's From Software, right?
Yeah, there's the From Software game. Yeah.
And it reminded me a little bit of Neo, actually.
Yeah.
The combat in terms of you can block, dodge, and counter and things like that. It looked like a Souls type of game, but real, a little bit quicker.
If anything, closer to Neo, because Neo was Souls-like but fast.
Yeah.
But what I loved was a little bit of Tenku. You see, like with his hand with the grappling.
Oh yeah, I got that.
I literally said that yesterday. I've been dying for this sort of game, so now I've got two options.
Oh, that and
obviously
Tsushima.
I haven't seen Tsushima how exactly it's going to play out.
And I like the idea of like the free movement in terms of like you can jump far and
you can move quickly, and you're not always looking at the bar and seeing your stamina and your health.
Very Neo.
I agree, but can we just say,
Michael is sad.
Control yourself. I'm trying to sip my drink here.
So, before we go into each game, I know everyone's doing it, but right now I'm still trying to, just
Bask in that.
like yesterday, I'm trying to unravel.
In a good conference.
I'm trying to.
How do you rate the conference?
I'm trying to go according to my predictions. Where I was like, they're gonna come out hard. They're gonna show third-party games, but show why they want to get people to play them on Xbox and everything. And I think the big thing here, you guys, is that we just had loads and loads of games.
Yeah.
And the talking, like I even said to Alan, was like, there was good context to it. It wasn't just like, full-on conversation.
Yeah.
We got to see.
I don't think any guy talking went more than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Longest possibly being the same Japanese game, but that was probably the longest.
So finally, another game now, another contract. That's like Dark Souls with Onimusha. That looks really exciting. I thought about what's the game that released? Was it last year or the year before?
Which one?
On PlayStation, it was
Neo.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't really know what really will differ between the two, apart from obviously the style of combat. But it's the same.
The style of
concept.
combat looks the same, but I think exploration and just general movement will be a bit more unique. Like I said, a bit more Tenku or whatever. But the actual when you get into a boss fight and so on looked quite new.
Okay, so then we got like some Fallout stuff. We saw Fallout 76, which had been previously announced, which we now know is like an online Fallout game, building your kind of like settlement together with other people and just general survival stuff. So they had Todd Howard out for that, and then they also did announce that Fallout 4 is gonna be on Game Pass, which was like a pretty big talking point for them. All the stuff that they're trying to bring to Game Pass and everything.
We gotta put our hands up. Well, I was wrong. I thought it would be an MMO game.
Oh yeah,
seems like
you thought it would be an MMO, huh?
I mean, but then again, I also thought that wouldn't do that while they had Elder Scrolls Online, so I didn't expect this to actually be a full-on Fallout. You know what I mean? I thought they would take time before that.
Yeah, he also said like 4 times bigger than Fallout.
Yeah,
4.
it compensates because the map is huge.
Yeah.
4 times the size of.
I don't know how big. Who played Fallout 4 here?
We do.
How big was it, like the map? I don't understand what that actually means.
It's gonna be pretty. 4 times is a lot for me.
Yeah, it wasn't small.
Was Fallout? Was it Skyrim big?
I don't think the problem that Fallout had. Look, this is the thing with me. The problem, like when they say it's 4 times bigger, that's cool, but that wasn't the problem. I personally found with Fallout 4. The problem was the narrative. The lack of
decision-making stuff.
Yeah, but then there's some of the old stuff like loading screens.
That it felt very shallow.
Yeah,
it's always the same thing. 4 options, you go to the same conversation regardless. It's just one line.
Okay.
Reply to whatever you picked, but the conversation's flowing
It's the same. Yeah.
I think the thing was, it wasn't a bad game, but based on how remarkable Fallout 3 was, we were expecting that same huge leap with Fallout 4, and it wasn't. So it wasn't a bad game by any means. But
in fairness, those of us that will be up for Bethesda, we'll see more about this. But I've noticed with Bethesda, especially like with Fallout, last time we watched them at E3, they don't really say too much. So the last time they showed us all the machines with all the buttons, they're like, oh, we got all these buttons on our things and everything.
Each one is unique.
Now they're saying it's bigger, but they're not addressing some of the main issues we've had with their game. So for that, we'll have to see.
Will it be big empty space?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they'll put a lot of content in there.
Yo, there's so many games here. Dude. Like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this?
We're doing this by going through the list, like very methodically. That's how we're gonna get through this list.
We'll get through it eventually.
They had 50 games. I don't think we're gonna list every game, but we have like the main stuff over here. So yeah, and then from there we had Patrick's favorite game of the show, Captain Spirit.
Captain Spirit.
Captain Spirit from Don't Nod, who make Life is Strange. They have that game we saw at EA yesterday, which is Twin Mirrors, not Black Mirror, Twin Mirrors. They released Vampire. I kind of couldn't tell what. Yeah, it's
Vampire
them as well. Yeah, I couldn't tell exactly.
That's how you pronounce it, even the way they sell it.
Yes. Vampire.
Vampire.
Vampire or vampire?
Oh, but Captain Spirit, the problem with that game. That game, it's like when it started off, I thought it would get dark at some point.
Yeah, but it kind of just seemed like, because you're a little kid whose mother has died, and I think it's just you and your dad basically, and he's kind of like using the environment to his imagination to kind of,
because he's lonely and he's got a high imagination.
He's got ADHD.
Yeah, that works.
But yeah, so it was kind of weird in that sense.
But it's free.
Is it free?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah,
totally free.
Yeah, free. Okay, so is it?
We need a whole segment on free.
Is it out now as well?
I don't know when it's out. Was it out now? Or was it?
Okay, so yeah, Captain
I don't know
Spirit
if they mentioned it.
But I don't remember the
is out there. Then they had a trailer for Crackdown 3, which showed the single player aspect of that, and we know we're gonna be whatever. I'm not sure what the main character's name is, but he's performed by Terry.
The guy who was shouting the whole time.
Yeah. Basically,
he's like, oh man!
How did? Because let's talk about it, because Crackdown has been delayed until 2019, and
I don't think that's
2014.
Can I address Crackdown? So
those guys have been making that game since 2014.
I have to be the spokesperson for Microsoft here. Lapdog, not when you really kill an E3.
Lapdog.
But like I was saying, with Crackdown, myself personally, I'm not really looking forward to it. I've never really been a Crackdown fan or into it as much. So I don't think the delay is as much as an issue as people are like, we've kind of seen the same type of trailer. You know what I mean? Like, there's never been, okay, fine, let's show people a more in-depth, this is what it's like when you play on a certain level and so on. You know what I mean? So I think that might be more of an issue than, you know, the delay itself. The delay, of course, is a problem, but I feel it was addressed with the next thing that's going to come up when you're going to talk about the first-party studios and everything.
But my thing is, like, it still kind of looks mediocre overall.
No,
like, it looks like it doesn't look to have changed much from last year, and I don't think what they showed, even in terms of the destruction, right? We know the destruction is mostly limited to multiplayer stuff. When you like a group with 7 other people, but like the single player destruction looked like yeah, the thing falls apart and whatever.
You know the thing about Crackdown,
graphically
right?
it looks pretty bad, if you ask me.
I don't. It's not like I don't like the look of the game. The game looks okay, but then the thing is that this game has been in development since 2014, guys.
Before that, even it was announced.
Yeah,
in
it was announced in
so obviously it was
2014,
being
and
made before
it's
that.
been in development hell for a while, and I really think it's just time to just shit the game out. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Cut your losses.
I don't think
release the
I
game.
don't think they use this E3 as a good like talking point as to why you should care
Could have
about
showed, like, a
Crackdown,
lot
because it's
more
been
unique
delayed.
things about the game.
It's been delayed, so make us care way more and stuff. But
Or
like,
is it-
they kind of just flubbed their lives.
Why is Crackdown a game that's they're always putting it on the front line when
It's
it's
not
not
bad.
necessarily a AAA game?
It's not Crackdown's fault.
I mean, it is a AAA game.
Is it?
It was
really
never a AAA game.
Is
in the
it
first
really
place.
a AAA though?
Crackdown 1 came out and people bought it because they wanted Halo 3 beta. Crackdown 2 came out and was a critical and commercial flop. And now we're on to Crackdown 3.
And it
So
seems
at
like
what
there's this
stage
hype,
is it
there's
ever
this hype
AAA?
around it, and I just don't
Yeah.
understand it sometimes because it's been developed for a very long time.
But-
This is a game that's not really blown up in the past. Why is it now being emphasized and so much money is being pumped into it, and then we get shown that?
Yeah, which doesn't really interest us. But yeah,
I'm not saying that it looks terrible. I'm not saying it looks bad, but
it did
yeah.
look great. And then they announced that Nier Automata is coming to Xbox in July
Good move.
of this year, which is a good move and a great game. If you have an Xbox and you haven't played that, definitely please pick it up.
Near Automata.
And play it with your headphones on.
Yeah, that soundtrack. And then we had Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
Finally, a release date.
With a release date,
Yeah.
which was January 2019. And
Sooner than I expected. I thought it would be a little bit later
I
next
expect
year.
middle or late next year.
yeah, I feel like probably even holiday 2019, if I'm
Yeah.
honest. And they kind of like showed the Frozen world from that. So I don't know. Do we have any Kingdom Hearts fans out here in InCntrl? Like, who has really
These
played
guys
Kingdom
playing.
Hearts?
Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Michael, do you want to talk from the back about what you thought about that Kingdom Hearts showing?
Yeah, for me, dude, if I'm not moving the camera around, like...
Yeah, you're the Kingdom Hearts guy, man. Talk to us.
Kingdom Hearts looked really good. Like, you know, the visually, and I'm sure for a lot of fans, like story-wise as well, they'll be really happy to see that there were a lot of story elements that they brought up. You know, the characters from Frozen and, you know, Sora and everything. I think that's pretty good as well.
Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, how many hours did you spend, like, on average? On, like, campaign? Do you remember? Was it
Well-
over 50? Under?
Yeah, I finished, was it 1?
You finished one.
Yeah.
Because I always assumed that the story was relatively...
I finished 1. Birth by Sleep also was really good. Played that one as well. Sorry, stream. I just fixed a lot of stuff that you will not even appreciate because that was hey, that was a bad operation. Anyway, let me get back on the stream.
Are we still talking about Kingdom Hearts here?
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts for me. Really excited. Really glad that. I mean, we've been waiting a long time for that. So at least they finally showed gameplay, story elements. The biggest thing with Kingdom Hearts is the whole story. People that haven't really played it don't really appreciate it for what it is because they see Disney characters, they think, oh, this is, you know, this is a little bit childish or whatever. But then Square Enix got that FF style storytelling with those characters. So for me, that's really, really good as well. I was really hyped for that.
Yeah. I could tell.
You could tell.
I could tell.
I was hyped the whole time.
You were hyped the whole time. You kept on looking back at me, trying to say, "Oh, Lays, is this not the hype you wanted?"
Isn't this? Are you not entertained?
And then we got a downer moment after that because we went into Sea of Thieves, and they seem to have a couple 2-story updates that are coming out in July and September of this year. And they seem to be way more story focused because the original game obviously has like almost no story stuff in it. I'd say actually almost zero. So if you're playing Sea of Thieves, I think that's free as well. I don't think they'll be charging for that. So that's pretty cool for that game if you play it. And then we had a Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition announcement as well. Coming out this winter. So that's a cool JRPG coming through. And then we had a big blot on Forza Horizon 4, which was confirmed to be
I'm gonna hand this over to PK
in the UK. If I can just talk about just mention the quick things that they personally tried to highlight is the seasonal changes.
Seasonal changes are a big
so
emphasis.
for example, during winter they showed this kind of thing where
the lake
that gets
in the
frozen
winter as
over
well.
during spring, for example, and then you can have events on that lake, and then it moves to spring and it's a lake again, and the world is always constantly changing depending on what season it is. And they wanted to make the interacting with other players much more seamless. So when you meet up with another driver, all you need to do is access your D-pad and be like, hey, do you want to try this drifting challenge, or do you want to do this? Yeah, just quick conversation, and straight away you're into a race or into a challenge or anything. But
that's how you make friends now. Do you want to drift?
Yeah, I want to drift. You want to drift?
Yo, wait, but the synchronized drift.
Yeah.
You see that part?
Yeah.
I was like.
No, but you know what has always impressed me about Forza is that can you make a driving game that looks that good and have a solid campaign? And if the cars look magnificent, the engines sound good. I mean, look,
for me,
Forza's always been a game that can.
Forza Horizon is actually better
than the real Forza series,
because the actual Forza is really good, but Horizon has more of that freedom. More like exploration. It's really, I can't even tell you, for me, Forza 3 is one of the best racing games I've ever played. So to see them take that element and add even way more.
So Gran Turismo slacking.
Bro, Gran Turismo. Hey, bruh.
It's slacking.
That's C-class license. Nah, dude, literally, when you play Forza 3, you literally get your car, you customize it. You can, you know how you have showrooms?
Yeah.
Well, in this game you can look at your car, you can go into the back seat, you can see your little fridge in your Range Rover, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go to the boot, open the bonnet, look at your, the level of detail for every car in that game and the freedom is amazing. And now you're gonna have a shared world. So this isn't oh, okay, I'm playing on this level. It's winter time, so everything you do now, it's winter
for everybody. Which is kind of similar to, I think, what they want to do with Anthem. I know they're different games, but Anthem was talking about the world changes and it applies to everyone and stuff. So
that's really cool. I like that direction.
Cool. Yeah, I like that as well. And then we had a big blot about MS talking about how they want to invest in new studios. And they basically talked about how they're investing in 5 different studios. Namely, the first one called The Initiative, which is being headed by this person. I can't remember the name that they spoke about. But it's a brand new studio in San Diego. They have bought Undead Labs, who make State of Decay. They also have acquired Playground Games, who are the developers of Forza Horizon. And they are working on another big open world RPG, which we all know is Fable. But they didn't show anything from that today. Yeah. They are purchasing Compulsion Games, who are the makers of We Happy Few, which was a survival.
How do you feel about all of this trippy studio purchase?
Oh, I'm not done yet. I need to get to, and then the final Megaton, which is
the big
crashed error for 10 minutes, was them acquiring Ninja Theory, who have made Hellblade, the rebooted DMCs, as well as PS3 exclusive Heavenly Sword. They made Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. But this is actually them having a character action game studio.
Ninja Theory is a good move. Ninja Theory is a really good
move. Crazy move. I don't I just hope that MS treat them right, because I think because Ninja Theory are never gonna make games that sell millions and millions. I don't think personally. I mean, maybe they could grow to that, but immediately I think you gotta kind of realize they're...
Well, so far they never have. They've been fantastic games.
Yeah.
From a critic's perspective, but yeah, they've not been the big sellers.
Yeah, so MS just kind of treat them well and don't expect like 5 million God of War kind of sales levels in a month.
What time?
Give an example, like, because MS might think we want our version of God of War that sells 5 million a month, and you can't be unrealistic and think, give Ninja Theory time, let them grow. Don't just like be so aggressive with wanting instant results. The way Phil was talking though, it sounds like he's gonna give a lot of these studios like room to breathe and everything.
Yeah, even the way he talks about acquiring just other publishers, well, other developers, I think they're gonna go the route where they will give them a lot of time to say, okay, hire more people, take your time developing this game, and we're gonna let you breathe and make something that's really good. Because as soon as you put a developer like Ninja Theory under pressure, developer that already has not sold the numbers compared to the top AAA game. I'm sure they know what they're doing. Give them time, make them develop a really, really good game that is an Xbox exclusive, and you're good.
The good thing is MS like really came out and said, you know what, you guys have been bitching and complaining about this for years, and they're like, we're laying the market down, we're buying. Some of these were obvious though. I knew Playground, that was obvious that was happening.
But it might be obvious, but it's
but they're doing it. But
yeah.
they're doing it, especially after closing a lot of studios and everything. So like, it is very encouraging that they are serious about first-party content. You know,
it's for me, it's beautiful. You know, it's like.
They're catching up. They're late to the game and they're catching up. So
it's just
great.
Beautiful. You know, like so many times it's easier for people to criticize, and then when you actually do what people say you should do.
But they put themselves in a
criticism.
I think that's unfair because they actually have put themselves in a position to be criticized.
But that's my point. Actually, I was thinking about this.
It's the criticism.
You need to fear the underdog, okay? You see, when Microsoft came out with the Xbox 360, the reason why it did so well is because they were the underdog and Sony slacked. And then Xbox were no longer the underdog, and then they had that fiasco, which was Xbox One. Also just the other element, which was, you know, streaming services and so on. And then now the games for Xbox. Games Pass, I feel is extremely underrated. Like, what they have to offer, seriously, for me it's unmatched right now in the industry. Steam is fantastic. Steam has, you know, so many discounts and so on, but to have a monthly subscription for something that you can get first time access to AAA.
Yeah, I think you put it the right way, you know, like they are trying, they've been beat up, but they're trying to get back there. We need to give these guys time because almost all these like Undead Labs just put out a game. Playground are working on Forza and Fable. Ninja Theory probably working, just starting now on whatever new game it is.
Yeah.
Compulsion are putting out We Happy Few in a few months. So Initiative, they're gonna make a brand new IP obviously because they're a new studio. Maybe from
unlikely,
maybe
but
Fable.
it's definitely possible.
Maybe Fable or something like that.
Fabel.
And then after all of that, then we got Division 2 first gameplay reveal. You're the Division guy in here. It's my notes just say jungle Washington setting. That's it.
It started off looking pretty cool in the jungle.
The setting was more interesting to me because the New York aspect of just
like really quickly. But in terms of the Division 2, I don't know. I mean, it looked pretty.
Yeah,
but they didn't show us enough in terms of upgrades.
Yeah,
they didn't show us enough about the upgrades or the story, and there was the fake commentary going on in the background. Like,
hey, Ubi still doing that fake online.
Thanks for the revival, buddy.
Thanks for the revival.
It was.
When literally we know that is not how
I mainly swear.
I give them juice. Like at least they're committed to this fake online chatter thing. So.
And to be fair, like the game definitely looks good, and it looks like it plays really well.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So I mean, let's see a little bit more of it later.
And then we got another trailer for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I think Lara is finally, because we were joking about it during the conference, like Lara is
Now
finally,
she's the Tomb Raider?
She is now going to become the Tomb Raider. When
She
Alan
got them.
said, when am I going to get the double pistols? I was like, yeah, actually.
Pre-order
This is why I don't
bonus,
like
you get
this
the double
new,
pistol.
yeah, this is why I don't like this new Lara. It's like she's devoid of personality.
Hey, she
But-
likes the bow, man.
The bow is not bad, you know.
Yeah, I
No,
won't
it's
take it
cool.
I
away.
mean, think about it gameplay wise.
Yeah,
Like, if
I
you
wouldn't
just
take it
had
away.
Bow is
infinite
always cool.
ammo pistols over a bow,
You want to be stealthy?
Bows are always cool. Zelda, Horizon.
I mean, you're going to be killing guys,
like,
not
bows are
exactly a
dope.
mechanical T-Rex. So,
Yeah.
yes, it does make sense.
Yeah. And then we had a new skateboarding game called Session. It was just a CGI trailer, no real gameplay. And then we had Alan's get hype moment. DMC5.
Oh.
We got a trailer for that, confirmed. Surprising actually for me that it was at Microsoft's conference, but what did you think of what we saw? How happy are you to finally have it confirmed? Because it's been like
When was Devil
6
May Cry
years.
4? No, Devil May Cry 4.
4 was like-
It's a good 10 years.
Yeah.
9 to
Yeah.
10 years.
God, I'm old.
That long.
I remember playing that game.
And like, we're watching it at first, we're like, okay, it's Dante, but then you take note of the revving of the sword, you're like, oh, flip, have they brought the other character back?
Yeah.
And then, of
Nero.
course, that final moment, Dante riding on the bike.
Dante riding the
And
bike,
as I
yeah.
even said to Michael, with the long hair,
Yeah.
meaning to me, this is after Devil May Cry 2, which was left on kind of like a cliffhanger.
Okay.
Is he in hell? Is he not? But I'm very, very, very excited for this game.
But that main character is
Nero, bro.
Nero, right? Just to be sure, yeah.
Nero, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to just be sure.
The gameplay, the way
Yeah, they
it
showed
looks.
some gameplay as well. Yeah.
Demon took the car, put it in its stomach,
I mean, come on.
and then
Yeah.
shut it out, and then the mechanical arm. Hey,
The graphics looked
Yeah,
I was
nice-
gonna
nice
say
graphical,
the
yeah.
graphics for
Everything.
some reason looked so good because DMC5 always looked fine,
Lord
but it
Jesus.
wasn't like great graphics.
Yeah, Devil May Cry was always
always
like,
had that
it
Japanese
looks
kind of
okay,
like-
but the gameplay is
guys,
fantastic.
and
Yeah,
DMC,
yeah,
But now if it looks
that
good
was
as well.
what made DMC.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying there's not. If I can have all of that with amazing looking graphics, because it makes the world, it just immerses you in the world that much more.
Yeah.
And you know, Capcom and Itsuno are gonna nail the combat.
True.
So I mean, it basically looks like a dream, kind of like Devil May Cry game, you know?
I mean, obviously, it's not a lot to go on. You know, at least they showed a bit of gameplay in it.
Yeah.
but It looks incredible.
Yeah, it
I
looks
cannot-
really.
It's still got that same sort of, I don't know how you want to put it, asinineness to it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, the car's going to flip over, the girl's going there, reaching
Yeah.
for the cigarette. Like, it's still got those little moments here and there
Yeah.
showing that these guys literally just.
And there was that chick with the glasses who said something
The same
about kicking.
one.
to the-
Yeah,
to
and
the glass.
she
Yeah.
reminded me of what's her name from?
It's not nameless. She has like a very
Yeah,
blank name. Like
When
she
it
had the
comes
bazooka thingy.
when it comes
not,
to
not
Devil
the-
May
is it not
Cry,
the Strange? No, what's her name?
We don't
blanking,
remember
yeah.
that, but that's what I'm saying.
Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah, yeah.
and she
but
featured
when
in
it
four.
comes to Devil May Cry, is it alright sometimes that an art style for a genre like this just doesn't change? Because I mean, I was hyped for it and it looked good, but then sometimes you have to take drastic changes, like the way Tomb Raider changed, or the way these other games change.
But I think- I
And
think the
like the
art style-
cinematics,
yeah.
like the cinematics. Don't get me wrong, the game looked good, but then the cinematics sometimes I looked at it, I was just like, this looks
I think for me,
Okay.
I need
like,
to rewatch
the
it.
Yeah.
graphics are
Honest,
literally
too.
just a bonus. The thing that sets Devil May Cry apart, and the only thing that might be in its league as Bayonetta, is its style.
yeah.
Like so many games, like let's say cell shading and so on, you'll say that's what gives it its personality. This, it's the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
The fact
Yeah.
that it forces you to be stylish. You can't just spam moves. You'll be getting a C or a D. The whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Really
yeah.
be like, you know,
Yeah.
funky. and
Shooting
so
over
every
your
time you move,
shoulder.
switch it.
The
Like,
logo.
that's what makes this.
The logo.
I mean, with the angel wings.
Classic.
logo.
Classic.
So that again brings questions. What exactly is the hero? Come on, man.
Cannot wait.
Well, look good.
And then after that, we had a cool indie game. I kept this down because I thought it looked really cool, called Tunic, with a dope ass art style. The fox.
That's
with the
not the
sword.
fox.
Yeah,
That's the one we only know.
I think it looked pretty cool, man. Like it looked fun.
I was even
and
like,
stuff.
is this
I like-
Kingsley revived in box form or something?
The art style was like super cute. I'm like,
You know,
I'm like,
Tunic,
"Dog, I want to
games like Tunic, I don't mind them. It's just that sometimes I find myself in a situation where I just don't have the time to play it.
I play a lot of like indie games.
I haven't
especially during my
dedicated enough time
downtime.
to indie
So-
games in the past
So
year.
for me, like usually in between like whatever big game I'm playing, I like indie stuff. So
Michael's Fox.
yeah, I hope I can.
He
Name
was
my
just like, look at this fox.
if I can name the fox, I'm naming it Mike.
The only fox I care about is Foxhound, bro.
yeah.
And then we got Jumping Force, a fighting game from Bandai Namco. You guys, we can maybe talk about this. It has One Piece characters. It had Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
We had Naruto.
I saw Frieza, Naruto.
Just bring
So
up
is it
the
like
book.
is it anime the fighting game or
Bruh.
something like main anime
It- yeah, it's a
franchises?
mashup of-
Yeah.
of
Did you
anime
see
characters.
the particle effects?
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay,
Goku
there were
looked-
particle effects. There was
And it looked
Like,
dark. It looked darker.
3D action,
Yeah.
I think it's very Naruto-esque.
and and then you're gonna have all these
Yeah,
characters,
Bandai.
bruh.
Yeah.
So I'm not just thinking about the main ones because they have to show the main ones, but all the sub characters, and then you go and show us lights. Lights. That just says we don't know where else they could go, bruh.
Why
For
did
me-
they show Krillin?
Huh? No.
They don't need to.
Who gives a shit about Krillin?
Bold ass guy.
Bold ass.
No, he's
Guys,
gonna be
Krillin
there.
is
Yeah,
underrated.
Krillin is, I like Krillin as much as the next guy, but Krillin doesn't deserve in a spot at E3, let
And
alone that trailer.
Krillin isn't good enough
We
for E3?
don't know who else could be in here because they showed us, Death Note. So
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
if
they
they're
have to
gonna
bring
start
Fullmetal,
giving
they have
us
to.
more anime,
So that's Death Note, One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball.
yeah.
And
We don't know what else.
I think there's one thing you're missing.
No, that's all that was there.
Although
They
I have a
showed
side
Frieza.
question, is this the
that's
same
Dragon
game
Ball.
that they showed, was it 3 years ago?
No.
That was complete
Yeah.
separate release and everything. Okay, so, then
So
we
if
would
in
have no
this
idea what
game,
it
for
is.
some reason, we're gonna keep showing anime characters, and we're gonna show people that it could expand from here. This might be the first one, and then the next one. It depends. I don't know if they're completely going for the anime thing, which looks like it. Honestly, everyone there is from an anime.
Yeah.
I really
The
like it.
biggest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna see Gon and Killua from Hunter x Hunter, bruh.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, it's
Now
cool.
you turned me into a
Brothers.
Hunter x Hunter fan, so
You
that would
can
actually
get
be-
into when it gets real.
Dude, you always say that. How real?
That's what everybody says
like
about
80
anime,
and
though.
whole
I'm
nother
80
episode
episodes
right
in
there.
and it is not real.
How many?
How many?
I'm like on episode 80 or whatever, 70
And you're still
something.
not in it.
80.
Yeah.
And you're still not in it.
It's already so real though for me. I feel like
Okay,
everything's
maybe it's
real.
real where you are. I don't know. I
It's
don't
like in the video game and
Relax.
stuff.
It's about to.
Oh man.
Okay.
And so after Jumping Force, we had Dying Light 2,
Hey!
which is the first Dying Light.
Run,
I never
boy,
really
run.
wanted to parkour open world zombie game.
Let me say, that game for me, I don't know, it possessed me. It just took me. I played the first one on PC, and then I was like, I stopped because I got freaked out.
Got scared.
Let me
So
say,
you got
let me
you really got
explain.
scared of.
I play scary games as long as I have a way to defend myself. Okay? So I didn't mind this game, but then when it gets dark, it gets a bit too real. Can I be real with you guys for a second? Let me
Go, get real,
Real
get
awesome
real.
Let me be real.
awesome and
Let
awesome
me be
stream.
real. Okay, so I played this one, and then when it gets dark, you have in the day you have the walkers, the zombies, and everything. At night, you have the ones that run. And so in my mind, I live near Ngombe. This is Foxdale. So I thought, if zombies start running from Ngombe, 03, bro, realistically, what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I go? I stopped playing.
Why are you thinking of that? It's
Bro,
not
I
real.
don't control my thoughts. So for me,
If zombies start running from Gombe.
bro, some people they Ngombe. Think about that, man.
That would be scary though. That
It would.
Yeah, it would be
that
scary.
like
And that'd be
thousands
fit.
of
And that'd
people.
be fit
Yeah,
zombies.
that'd be fit. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
So for me, I see the new game. I'm ready to play it. I like the whole Dishonored style, like decision making, politics, the weapons, the whole forged thingy, and the way you can affect your own work. Dude, what is going on with games?
Yeah.
Do you not think I have a life of my own?
There's too
They don't want
many
to
of
give
them.
me time.
the weird thing is they didn't put much of an emphasis on the zombies or that.
That's the point.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, I understand
The
that.
zombies
but
are like
That's the
that
thing
big
though, like
thing,
even look
but
at Last
Dying
of
Light-
Us, we're looking more at the
No,
people,
but
right?
Last of Us is a game which kind of focuses on that, like the human on human conflict, whereas Dying Light is more of a game that actually revels in like your constant like engagement with fighting zombies.
But that's the thing,
No,
they even highlighted on that point the two aspects, day and night.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So night is always going to be messed up, but the
Yeah.
day is going to change you know, what sort of resources you can get,
Exactly.
whether things are good or bad or whatever. So it's added a whole new element to what that classic
Yeah.
gameplay is.
Yeah.
When you
That's
when you
actually
play
pretty
the
amazing.
first one, it's all about during the day. Can you find a place that you can make a safe haven and find UV light? Because once that clock hits 18, 19 hours, dude, it's over. If you've nowhere to stay, you are in trouble. So they already knew, we knew that. So they're like, okay, now on top of that, we've really added the choices you make. Because when you're gonna make those story choices, you're not just doing them because of story, you're just gonna think about survival as well. Like they said, water being a very important
And who knows,
commodity.
for all we
Yep.
know, that might actually impact nighttime as well.
Exactly.
If, for example, there's
Oh,
less
probably
water
will.
here, there might be
Probably
more
will.
with this type of creature. We
Or the
don't know,
access to water.
But, I mean, they were just highlighted in the day
Yeah,
aspect,
yeah,
so
yeah.
could be.
And then we had Battletoads 2019.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No
Battletoads.
trailer. They
Gotta
just
bring that
yeah.
big foot.
So the internet got its
Wasn't
wish,
that game
just like
fun?
Knack 2. Just like Knack 2, how the internet wanted Knack 2 so bad, you get Knack 2, and now you get Battletoads.
I mean, was the last Battletoads actually on Sega? I mean, Sega or SNES? I don't remember which one it was.
it was on SNES. It was on SNES. It was on SNES. Yeah, it was on SNES. And then after Battletoads, we had Just Cause 4, which was confirmed to be for
As is expected.
for 2018, 4th December 2018, so coming out this year.
Pretty soon.
And then we had Gears Funko Pop, which was like a pretty cool, funny trailer, like with Marcus and the chick character from Gears 4. I don't know her name. What's her name?
I don't know.
But like, yeah, so there's gonna be basically a Funko Pop version of Gears of War. I'm guessing it's its own campaign and everything. No real details, but that's pretty cool. People are super into Funko
All I know
Pops.
about Gears right now is Batista wants to act in a Gears movie.
I saw that rumor actually.
I mean,
interesting.
Can we talk about the next part about Gears?
And then yeah,
Tell me
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
yeah,
said,
Is that. I'm
and
getting
then what
into that.
actually happened.
And then they went into Gears 5, which was smart because they actually
No, that's summarized, bro. That's very So they started showing Gears.
Oh yeah, when you're
And
talking
then
about
you
when
said-
I said, oh, Gears 5 is probably gonna be on next Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did say that.
And then what happened?
I mean, to be fair,
They
like,
showed
who
it,
would
but like,
expect
how's
it?
that
Like,
surprising?
really?
Because, like,
you
Gears 4 is
just
still
said
pretty
it
no,
would
no.
be on the next
majority,
Xbox.
so many people have said like
I would have said
they're
next
gonna show
Xbox,
Gears
but like
5.
not this year, next year, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not really surprising.
I was
that
expecting
they
it to be a
showed
DLC.
Yeah.
Gears.
So my point
Yeah,
is that they
even-
are supporting the current gen.
But but my thing is at the same time that Gears game potentially, let's say, if did they say 2019 for Gears 5?
I don't know if they said a date.
I don't
I didn't see
I don't
that.
know quote
But
it. I just remember
In theory, that
that
game,
it was a very different style looking Gears. See, I wasn't just looking at it from that perspective. I looked at the game and I said, wait, they've got less people, it's 2 people, more claustrophobic. That scene
it
where
seemed
there's
more
like
horror.
yeah, it
Yeah,
seemed
as
like
well.
there was a few more horror elements to it. Even some of the things that were there, it wasn't just the grunts. You know, that whole like
The one that when
alien
you
stuff.
shot it, it dismantled.
Then the
and so-
mistrust between you and that psychological element with the
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?
please. No, this is fine.
This is for
Anyway.
Don't worry, we're coming to that. That's
So-
why I want to have it there.
So my point is,
No,
they
why?
added that
That's something
aspect. It wasn't just the same rehash squad-based war conflict. It was more closed-off levels, survival type elements, and it's coming out on the current gen. Hey.
Yeah, that was a good surprise because I was thinking like either next Xbox or this is like I was like a story expansion because I was like Microsoft, that's not something you do all that much. So I was like, you're trying to be different, and why doing a story expansion for Gears 4 would be pretty cool. And then it turns out to be Gears 5, which is not a problem, obviously.
How many Gears games have they been? Well, the main ones anyway.
4.
There've been 4.
Or Judgment,
then-
I guess, doesn't count. Yeah.
So then now it's time to more like change the art style and change the plot and just
No, I mean,
separate.
that's
The
what
art
I'm
style
saying.
is the same.
No, stop trying to
really,
say.
but-
Like, the art style, whatever, it's the same world,
Yeah.
the same lore, but look at what that trailer was. That if you've played Gears, it's not the same rail-based
third
cover.
person
Yeah,
cover
yeah.
shooter
they've
kind of thing.
added that other horror aspect, kind of.
And the horror aspect, doesn't it come as well from Gears 1? Because Gears
Yes.
1 was more horror
more- yeah,
kind of
than the
thing,
other
right?
ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's why I like that as well. That looks really good.
Yeah.
I played Gears 1 with you, huh?
Yeah.
And then to close off the conference, we had Phil basically.
Just cause.
We talked about Just
yeah,
Cause, so I'm coming here now. So you see, you're moaning about me taking notes, and then now you've been using my notes since the start. Chat for the record.
Let me talk about Just Cause.
You've been moaning about my notes now.
Just Cause.
But yeah, so and then we had Phil come out at the end of this stank
Cyberpunk.
and
I don't
then
even need to
he
rewatch
went
it. Let me tell you.
we got off Cyberpunk trailer.
Oh man.
Guys, this was
man.
I think, is it safe to say this is the one we were all like most collectively
That's
Can I be
what
honest though?
because
I was underwhelmed.
Okay.
You're underwhelmed.
I've seen a few people saying that
just
already.
because
I've
I
seen
was
some people
expecting
saying that.
gameplay.
Let me fix that.
I
for
was
you.
just expecting.
Let me don't even show me this. Let me tell you before I see this stuff. You see, when I watched the trailer, I dissected it mentally. Okay,
Already?
it's more about that's how good I am, bro.
You are
It's more than just am I watching a trailer. There were so many systems and engines in place that if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't notice. I'm talking about when that chick killed the senator.
Yeah, I saw that. And the guy,
But
the
you
guy who
disconnected
got
afterwards
killed on
and
the
everything,
train with fire coming out
Out
of
of
his
his
mouth,
mouth.
and the guy next to him just
That
so
type
cool,
of stuff is showing you. If you look at the overall trailer, if you never knew anything about this, it'll look like an open world GTA type game.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I got heavy GTA vibes from
Yeah.
this.
I don't
That
need
is
to watch
so
Take
Because
More
of
than
the because
one.
of
I
the
got
main
s-
character. Because of the main
The
character.
main character and as well, the
his-
world, the way the characters were interacting within the world with each other and stuff. I was
Yeah.
like, this feels like GTA,
Yeah.
like so believable
Yeah.
and so real. Plus, it's a futuristic setting, obviously, but it's not so far futuristic that it's something where your brain is like, oh man, this is so far in the
Yeah.
future that my brain will never
Social
understand
issues
this.
are still
It's
in
like,
play.
yeah. It seems like there's a regular yellow taxi cab
Yeah.
on 4 tires.
That's what I'm saying. That's
know
what
what
I
I mean?
liked about this trailer, because this trailer, if you just watched it, if you're waiting for something, it will just pass you by. But if you're breaking down everything you're seeing,
No, I mean, I saw all of the
this
elements, and
is
I
a
don't have an issue with
game
that. But
element.
it's just that we've been waiting so long to see. Right, we know the game is futuristic setting. We know we're going to have those issues of cyborgs and so on. There's obviously going to be those type of conflicts with the rich and the poor. You're expecting that, but I was expecting to see, right, show me how this game plays or whatever.
No,
and I know we're going to see that during the week, fair enough. But just this big end of the, because let's face it, the conference itself was fantastic. I just would have expected a bit more for that finale.
No, but for
Looks,
me,
I
the
mean,
trailer-
obviously, yeah, it looks like the world
trailer-
and everything
yeah.
looks fantastic, but I was expecting gameplay,
I think
to
that's
be
the
honest.
only element me and Ole will agree, because the trailer for me was amazing, because it's like, this is everything in the game.
Me too. Yeah.
If you're not paying attention, we'll explain later.
No,
but
like I
it
took
was
apart
a
each of those
flux of things where
Yeah.
I'm like,
There's so many things where they're hinting at like the potential side quests,
Exactly.
storylines. Just when you know how you're walking in Novigrad in Witcher 3, and just the kind of like you can almost smell the city. Like there were those kind of things. I was like, yeah.
And you know, to be honest, the way CD Projekt Red worked on The Witcher, there is a very, even though The Witcher is one of the best games that was ever released, it's very limited in the sense that going into that whole medieval setting and interaction between just NPCs traveling, NPCs interacting with each other, side quests. It's more like go to this destination and sort that quest out. Now with
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, I think they were trying to project that, look, this is gonna probably feel like a GTA type of game, but it's gonna be completely different at the
Yeah.
same time. It's gonna be futuristic. They're gonna
and
be
also,
enhancements.
if
They're
you
gonna
notice, a lot of the stuff that was happening, besides like, obviously the dialogue and so on,
Yeah.
it was not the main character doing everything.
Yeah.
This was stuff happening in the world. Do you know what I mean? So it's
and
like-
obviously the side quests are gonna go deep.
that's what I'm saying. You don't even know if it's literally
But
you
this is the
just
thing that we're
focusing on
talking
one
about it
person.
from the perspective of us
Oh,
knowing
yeah.
what the developers are like.
Yeah,
You know
or
I mean?
what they've done
I'm
in
just
the
looking
past.
at it as just
what you
is-
wanted.
that
Yeah,
just
I
is the
understand
game.
what
I'm just
Adam is
analyzing
saying
just
as
the
well,
game
because
alone.
I
I
understand.
did want, in a perfect world, we get this world building trailer and gameplay after
Like,
that.
I
you know
would
what
have figured
mean?
like it showed this whole beginning thing.
Yeah.
But maybe like it ends where the guy is like driving off and
And
now
then it
you're
kind of
seeing
like,
him,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
then you get
Maybe
into
like escaping
gameplay.
from the situation. These are the number of things you could do in
Yeah.
this situation.
I
Stuff
wanted
like that.
gameplay.
Like the trailer was fine, but I was just expecting some gameplay. That's
Obviously,
it.
that would be cool, but like we said, it's
It's a lot to ask, though.
There's a lot. Like
I mean,
It
right
is a
now,
lot to
not
ask.
in like 5 years. guys.
let me remind
Let's be
you,
real.
all we ever saw from this game
Was
was
just
the
that one
CGI,
trailer.
and that trailer
It's not even made
has a
yet,
completely different tone to what we just saw right now.
Yeah.
Completely. That was
kind
the
of.
cops going in.
This
They
seemed
found the
more
person
wacky,
who murdered
if
someone.
you ask
Yeah,
me.
now
And
it
like-
seemed like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So give it like the rest of the E3. I'm sure they'll break down into it more.
They will break it down.
But from what I saw, I was actually really happy because we only had one set piece for 2011. How many years was that? 8 years? 7 years?
7 years.
Yeah. So for me, like I said, really excited to see what it looks like.
The quick blurb, watch the E3 trailer for Cyberpunk, the role-playing game of the dark future from CD Projekt Red, creators of The Witcher 3. Cyberpunk 2077 is a narrative-driven open-world RPG set in the most vibrant and dangerous metropolis of the future, Night City. You play as V, a hired gun on the rise who just got their first serious contract in a world of cyber-enhanced street warriors, tech-savvy netrunners, and corporate life hackers. Today is your first step to becoming an urban legend.
Oh man.
Cyberpunk 2077 is set in the same universe as Mike Pondsmith's classic pen and paper RPG system. Cyberpunk
Even let me
2022.
if you guys have ever looked at, because waiting for this game, I looked at what this is based on. The actual Cyberpunk had so many different traits to what would affect you in the game,
But-
your confidence, all that stuff. In the trailer, you see things where people are focused on the outward appearances. If you saw that, there's
one
a female
doing the
character
makeup or
putting
she-
the makeup, and then
Yeah.
there was no
Yeah.
mouth. And
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like all those small things are put in this trailer for us who are following the game, and I'm sure they'll really expound on everything as E3 goes. But as a compressed trailer, for me, if I didn't know anything about this game, I would be curious about this game.
The thing that has me worried though is when they say you play as V, a hired gun on the rise, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, we were talking about character creation. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
but then, guys,
But
this is
no,
The Witcher.
But no,
You
no,
play as
no, no.
Geralt.
But then no. But the thing is, they have stressed over and over again that we're going to be able to be male or female. Because I'm thinking, is V just the name, and you
Yeah.
can be still
And maybe
male
it
or
could be like
female,
Shepherd.
and he like the
Yeah,
guy,
it could
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah, it could be
Shepherd,
just Shepherd, and then that's the default male guy. Because I'm like, ugh, already that's sounding restrictive, and I'm like, I still want to be my female black chick.
To be honest,
with white
like
hair. who's
I
like,
don't even know,
With a
so
face
much about
tattoo.
like character creation and so on, but just the way that The Witcher plays
She
and
just
so on,
bangs robots.
you're creating your own environment by your own choices.
Your own choices.
So even if it was a set character, that wouldn't bother me whatsoever.
I'm
If there is character creation, bonus, but I wouldn't.
I really hope
the
I'm
last
not.
thing-
That
the
guy
last
looked
thing-
generic as fuck in the trailer.
No,
I
but
do not want to
the
be
last
him.
thing, no, dude, he had a cool collar. Did you not see that?
He was Mad Max from the
That
future.
was cool.
The last thing
Like,
I'm looking
face-wise.
for in Cyberpunk basically is I'm not thinking about creating my character or that stuff. It's because I think I'm a bit more acclimatized to how these guys tell their stories.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about the world and the opportunities in the world and the characters in the world and the choices.
Because the way they gave you The Witcher.
Because think about if you're gonna tell a story.
If I can be honest, when I saw that part where that senator or whatever died
with
from
the,
his link,
Yeah.
whether it's true or not, I got a little bit of a sense of Hitman there. Where do you have multiple ways to approach one situation?
Yeah.
True or not, but anyway, like just watching that video, that's kind of the impression I was getting as I was watching it. Which again highlights why I would have wanted to see gameplay. Like, is this true or
the
not?
kid they're playing with his game.
I would have
And
loved
that's the thing,
gameplay.
You know what I think it would be a great fun experiment is to go back and watch the first Witcher 3 trailer from 2013.
Oh, it's
I
in my
believe.
mind.
Because
It's right there.
It's a similar. It's right.
It's in my
Isn't
mind.
it like
Love the
difference between
there's
good
no
and evil.
gameplay?
I love the one
whatever,
where
right?
it's I kill monsters.
Yeah.
Where she was
But
being
then-
having like
But
we'll
then
forever
it
stay
was
with
more
me.
world building as well,
No.
kind of like the Cyberpunk
It was
trailer.
just a set piece.
set piece
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
was literally like a
when
cinematic.
you play their games, you understand that, look, if you're going to have a world and a story as in depth as they're going to create, you're not worried about making your character. It's not about, it's not like go make your character, go inside and play with the world. No. There is a story that you're going to follow. But it's about how you will approach this story.
Yeah.
That's the main element.
And
So
I
especially
had a
no matter
shitload
the
of
choice
side
that
quests.
you make, it's believable for the character.
exactly.
Geralt is throughout the books and so on is a very interesting character, but it is
And he's fighting boxer, fighting a robot.
Yeah.
There's just so many things in
No, but
this
that's-
trailer
that-
where
that-
it's like, everyday things that are spun on their head because of the technology available in the future, and how that can warp society in so many ways.
And how it's made normal.
It's
normal.
CD projects.
Color, the graphics.
Oh yeah, it's very
amazing.
bright,
That's what
very
I'm saying.
bright. Yeah.
If as a fan of their games, you understand it's not about make a character, go into the world and have your own fun. No, you're gonna play a game that has a story and a narrative.
Yeah.
You have the freedom to do as you will.
With a lot of side quests.
This is like the Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh,
You-
you
you-
need to have the trailer playing over this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The stream can't see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, you're gonna go into that world, and it's about how you will approach the world, but in a believable way, in which you're not just saying, "I'm gonna make someone, I'm gonna do this for fun." No, you're gonna get to learn who the character is. That's why.
More importantly,
I
not even
even
the character,
prefer-
the world
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah,
through
the
the
That's why I
character's
prefer
eyes.
if you don't even create a character, because
Yeah.
the thing with The Witcher was you would approach a situation as you, but you also were interested in who Geralt was and understanding his approach.
And how he deals with
Yes.
the world that he's
So
living in.
you would act upon your own instincts, but also think, okay, I am acting as this person.
Yeah.
So in the sense of saying you are a hired gun,
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
generic, so you can
true,
kind of
but
like,
they're also trying to.
If anything,
when you
that's a
play-
fantastic point, because when you play The Witcher, you think of it in terms of what does it mean to be a Witcher.
Yeah.
So I'm sure in this space, what the hired gun sort of means,
Yeah.
obviously I'm sure there's going to be that sort of a thing where, you expect this certain level from this caliber of
Yeah.
hired
How
guns
did you
and
get
so
there?
on.
Geralt
Yeah.
was a,
At
Geralt
the
was
same
a
time,
hired
is this
monster
the right
killer.
thing to
Yeah,
do
but-
and so on?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Geralt was like, so you
was
didn't-
a hired monster
you didn't just
killer,
act according to your
Geralt was
thoughts.
the only Witcher
What
with
was
basically
Geralt-
human
what was
emotions.
this
He's the only
person-
person who questioned
What
that.
did this
That's
guy
right.
go through to
So
become
that's what
in
made
that
it
position?
fantastic.
Why did he take on this career path? And I think that adds more story depth, because you won't just be acting on, hey, there's a cab driver, let me jack his whip.
Oh, when you
Whatever.
create your own character.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
That's
here when you
kind
have a
of what I
backstory,
want.
no, you see,
I don't want
No.
too much backstory
no,
stuff.
you need
I
backstory.
want
That's
to
what
be-
makes Cyberpunk another CD Red
Project
No,
Red,
and,
you
backstory
can see
for your
Project
class,
Red takes
fair
so
enough,
much
but-
love from the influences.
Yeah.
Yes, and
They
story.
really, really, really respect whatever they're getting that thing from.
Yeah.
So I think
Story-wise.
they're really.
Nah, they're
It
gonna
can't
respect the
be-
material.
It can't be Saints Row type, just going, no.
No.
It's about story, and the best thing about their games, like The Witcher 3,
It's
is
basically Last of Us
sitting
with
down.
a whole bunch of
Yes.
gameplay.
Is us
Last of Us
sitting
is
down
just
and
cinematic
saying,
story.
dude,
This
what
is
did
here's
you
your
do?
choices, gameplay.
And,
Yeah,
and then
that's
when you
fantastic.
tell me what you did, we would have our backstory to relay on and say, but dude, why would you do that knowing that this guy came from that type of situation? Like,
Yeah.
how did that affect the story from there? You know what I mean? That for me,
Your end games for all of us.
in what
will
I
be
saw
completely
there,
different.
for me, I am still as hyped as I was before,
Oh, me too.
and I'm
Yeah,
still up
definitely,
there
Quality
quality
for
wise.
me. That is
ready.
my only worry. I'm sure there'll be clarification during the coming days about like how it works with the character creator and all that. So it's just my initial freak out.
Like I
You
said,
know what
I'm
I
sure
mean?
they'll just be a shepherd.
Yeah. Which
Male or
for me
female,
is perfect.
and, yeah.
That actually, I'm fine with that. Like Michael wants with a bit of with your backstory and everything. Fair enough, but like I'm fully making my decisions. I want to be going on quests and storylines and have
Third
dialogue
person
options.
preferably.
Oof, we didn't even get to that. If
Yeah.
it's first person,
We weren't
only,
shown any of that.
I'm boycotting this game. I said this a
But
month
again,
ago.
I don't mind. Like, I don't think about it like this. Like, look, when you play a game like Skyrim, for example, yeah, it was first person.
I played it in third.
You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
could switch to
me too.
third.
But
it
it's
had
switchable. Fantastic.
But for me personally, playing in first person, I really like that in terms of its immersion. Third person, I get you want to see the aesthetic, what you look like. But the immersion of the world,
And
depending on
easier
how they
combat.
build this world, think about it.
I'm so immersed in third person either way because CD Projekt Red are so good at world building. So even in third person, I'm in there. You know
I'm
what I
ready
mean?
I'm ready for either. I like first person.
Considering the
I
fact that
play
it's
my
a
racing
shooter, I
games
think
in
of Mass
first
Effect
person.
as well.
I play GTA 5 in first person. For me, first person, third person, I don't really
It
mind.
doesn't matter for you.
Bro, it's about the gameplay, about the story. It looks amazing. I'm ready. And let's just go back. We're going on Cyberpunk a lot, which was a big part of this.
Yeah, we
But
can wrap it up.
Microsoft killed the conference. They gave you your first party studios. They gave you your first party games. They hit everything on the head for me.
They bought
New
studios
game-
for you.
They did it. Are you not entertained? What more do you want?
They
Okay?
did the best they
No, they did the best so
They did the
far.
Most powerful
I mean,
console on earth.
Yeah.
It's
There we
EA.
go.
A bunch of games ready for you.
Everything you saw
There's nothing
there,
more
you can play on that console. So it's like you did what I thought you'd do, and I'm happy. Cyberpunk, your fighting game. Last year they showed the Dragon Ball Z game. That was at the Xbox conference.
Yeah.
This year they're showing the new one.
That was Fighter Z, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Fighter Z.
They've shown your new Forza, your new Gears. Halo was like first in the line of things that are there. New exclusives that are coming from your new studios. Cyberpunk. Right now,
We happy
yeah.
Right now,
yeah,
they're the ones
we
to
happy
beat.
few. Right
They're the
now,
ones
they're
to
the ones
beat.
to beat.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this again. PlayStation, Sony, like I said, remember the problem of the underdog. You can have your amazing first-party games, which I still acknowledge, but you can't just rely on those carrying you for 3-4 years. You have to also show that you're competing, because I don't think it's gonna be like, okay, let's just roll on.
I don't
Then
know,
we'll
those
get to
games,
the
those
PS5.
games as well come out on everything. So it's
True,
kind of
but that's my point. Like, if you now have to choose between a console, like in my situation where you like,
But again,
you don't want
you're
to
saying
feel
all
like
these
you're
things-
unjust.
The way I feel about it is,
But like,
let's say like 3 years ago, yeah,
yeah,
you'd say PS4, period. Xbox is really more for like more justification to say you bought an Xbox. You
Exactly.
know? Those are the Americans and so on. But at this point now, it is literally a race.
yes,
Both of them have great hardware. Both of them have their own fantastic exclusive games and so on. You have reasons to get one, and sure, like the only thing it'll come down to is if you have like budget gamers where it's like I can only have one.
and then
But without a doubt,
And then
you should have both
some-
of them.
You should
because
have
they're going
and
to
then
have some
and then
good
let me
things,
let me
both
bring another
sides.
point. Xbox come with the Game Pass.
yeah,
which
Game
again
Pass.
Yeah,
now
Game
is-
Pass.
yeah,
is
Game Pass
amazing,
helps,
Yeah.
and your backward compatibility. Yeah, and if you own a PlayStation or a PS4 Pro,
I was literally telling my girlfriend I have to borrow her my PlayStation 1 so that she can play some old school Final Fantasy games, you know?
and then you now have to worry about if you don't have a Pro, you will start to feel left out because the games
You don't have the power.
exactly.
But then
So
it's
I'm
still
literally
selling
trying to
less.
hustle to
so-
sell
No,
my
no, 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 no.
PlayStation
My
4
point
right now.
is that they have that option, and that option isn't just saying, oh no, there's a pro version. It's saying this is the most powerful console. You know what I'm saying? So they have that foot race right now for me personally, where they're like, first party games, it's a big issue. But we are getting a lot of these. One of the biggest games in the world right now was on an Xbox before anything else. We are getting these games. We're getting first party games. We are caring about backward compatibility, Game Pass, and I keep saying this. For a game like Gears of War 5 to come out on Game Pass is huge, dude. Games like that, Horizon, $10, and let me just
I
remind you.
question how they're able to make money from
I
this,
know.
you know?
When you have a Game Pass, you
Literally,
don't
they'd have
just
to own the
download one
studios
game a
to be
month.
able to do that.
Yeah, they
You
can-
don't just
yeah,
get
yeah.
one game a month. You get whatever you want. That's my point. So for me,
Yeah, let's
compared to the E3 where they first announced the Xbox One, this is huge. They've done amazingly well.
This is the best E3
I'm ready
since
to see
Xbox
the-
One.
Yeah, I'm
That's
ready to
very-
see
really.
the next ones that are
Yeah,
coming
it's
up
been a
now.
while.
But Microsoft, like I predicted, have hit the nail on the head. We thought there'd be, you know, like the crackdown would be a big issue, but they completely ironed that out by showing.
Oh yeah, they showed other
Ninja
stuff. So
Theory.
you're
Better
not
they just
thinking
showed
about
it to us,
Crackdown
yeah.
too much.
You're not even thinking about crackdown, to be honest. You know what I mean? So
All
I'm
right,
really
yeah.
excited.
Let's wrap it up. We've been recording for a very long time, guys.
an
so-
hour now.
Yeah, let's kill it.
An hour.
Yeah,
Yep.
we
Been
almost
recording
been-
an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nearly an hour. So, yeah, good conference. I think really good conference. They set the bar really high, so it's up to everybody else to see if we can clear it. Not a hard job.
I'm sure PlayStation
Yeah.
will do well.
Yeah.
You know? Obviously, they're going to highlight
so,
4 games,
yeah,
a few here and
other
there,
stuff as
but
well.
This was a
So
great
we
conference.
got Square Enix, we got Sony, we got Ubisoft, and them coming up. So we'll have live reactions for that. So guys,
More
thank
hours
you
to
for
the
tuning
next
in.
one.
Yeah, we got we stay.
Right.
We know this has been a long one. So let's wrap up
Yeah.
over here, guys.
Wait. Drops mic. Done, bro.
That's a
I
damage.
said it. I said it.
He literally
It
dropped the
came
mic.
Peace out. We'll catch you guys. Can you? You're leaving before you turn off the stream.
Yeah.
Can you come and like end the stream nicely?
There's hype and then there's
Peace out, guys. We'll
ridiculousness.
see you on the next one.
Our millions of